Dorit and PK. Well, guys, we have some headlines. Here's what I want to know. I can't help it. Remember, I'm Messy D. I know Dorit is Kyle's really good friend. I'm sure they all wish happiness on each other. But here's what I want to know. Is Kyle secretly, look, misery loves company. It's like I always use the same example. If you got fired from your job now, where you're in a corporate job right now, sitting at your cubicle, listening to this, maybe you waited till Monday, even though this came out on Saturday, and you're in your cubicle and you got called into HR and you got fired and you were standing outside with the remnants of your desk, holding it in a box, crying as it was raining and cabs were rushing by and the water was being splashed on you and you weren't having a good day. And then 3 of your best friends walk out with their desk packed up. You'd be a little happy. You'd probably go start drinking at 10 a.m., right? So you do enjoy, as a human being, you can't help it when someone is in the same situation as you. It gives you some comfort. Is Kyle secretly happy that all this stuff is coming out about Dorit and PK? I can't help but ask that. That's where my mind goes. I have a warped mind. I have a jaded view of the world. Or is it just realistic? Let me take a sip of coffee, guys. So look, Dorit has invited the beautiful Eaglewoman and Blue Raven on a retreat because Dorit is so spiritual. We're doing this. And, that scene to me is weird when, they're saying, and even, look, I think the BravoCon stuff was probably already in there because Erica did say that and it did lead to problems with, Dorit and Erica. But it certainly takes on a different light now when Dorit doubles down about how great her marriage is. So look, this stuff has come out that Dorit and PK are separating. It's making a lot of headlines. This is a story TBD, guys. TBD. Are Dorit and PK really separating? Do they really have problems? Or is it all just, look, People Magazine has issued a statement. Dorit and PK have clapped back, saying they've had a very challenging year of marriage, but they're not getting divorced. They say we remain committed. They've had some challenging years. They remain committed. I'm just looking down because, they're working through this. They're a united couple. They have not separated, nor are they planning to do so. They're focused on healing, making changes, doing things many couples have to do. They would be grateful for everyone's understanding, blah, blah, blah. The note was signed, Love, Dorit and PK. Guys, this is an interesting one, honestly. Do I believe PK and Dorit have a better chance of lasting and remaining married than Mauricio and Kyle? Do I believe that? 100%. Believe it or not, now listen, again, if Dorit and PK this doesn't shock me. I'm not even batting an eyelash. Kurt and Goldie are Mark and Kelly. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa. When they announce that they are getting a divorce, I will be shocked. They just, to me, seem like, first of all, they're both hot. So it helps when you grow older and you remain hot and your spouse remains hot, because then you still want to have sex with your actual spouse. So what really is the problem? You still want to have sex with this person, and they seem like they're best friends, like 2 peas in a pod. They're around the same height. They look the same. I'm really for them as a couple. That would shock me. Kurt and Goldie would shock me. Nothing else shocks me. So none of this shocks me. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe this People article, as my good friend Sutton Strack says, where there's smoke, there's fire. So this is a TBD story. Are Dorit and PK really separating, or are they going to remain married? This whole thing about the car, once again, I don't know what episode. Guys, do you realize, without Patreon, we're almost at 1,000 episodes. With Patreon, I think I've done almost 2,500 episodes at this point. They say you're an expert after doing something for 1,000 hours, and you can do it in your sleep. I can do this job in my sleep. It has challenges every day. Every day has new, beautiful flowers. I love it. I ain't going nowhere. But if I had to, and I was sleeping or having severe cramps from the Ozempic, Wegovy, Manjaro, whichever thing I'm on today, I can do this shit in my sleep. I worked through for 6 to 8 weeks of being extremely, extremely, extremely sick off my semaglutide injections. Extremely. And none of you knew the difference. Okay. Because I got to do the job, guys. You don't need to hear my personal woes. This is a developing story. So now we have all this. I also, could we just talk about this? Comes out the night of the premiere. These headlines are surfacing. I call bull fucking shit. This I call bullshit on. I think it's weird. The night of the premiere, it's Dorit and PK. I don't think they're in like the best place. I do believe they had a challenging year. At Homeless, Not Toothless, where I was, and I was quietly observing, Kyle and Mauricio looked so affectionate. Dorit and PK, less so, but they were both there, and it was Dorit's night, and they're wonderful. Dorit as a person is wonderful, okay? She really is. So I don't know. This is a developing story, and we're going to have to see how this all plays out. And just because you deny it in people does not mean anything. Kyle and Mauricio denied it in people, and here we are months later. I think, when Dorit does her confessional and she's like, Erica goes to the end of the stage and she twirls her hair. She's like, that's not a concerned friend. That's a bitch. I think that was kind of funny. Nothing personal against Erica, but yeah, let's see what happened. And this is where Rachel, you could tell, because remember we had Rachel on recently. She dated PK. So Rachel was texting me earlier this morning, look, and this and that, and I should be on your show today. Okay, everyone relax. Today is not the day, Rachel, but we love Rachel, and perhaps we should have Rachel on to delve into Dorit and PK a little more. So footnote noted, Rachel's our good friend, and yeah, she did date PK, so I'd like to maybe talk to her about this a little more. By the way, I also find it really funny that they're in the mountains and Eaglewoman is talking about the rocks and connecting with oneself and just feeling the energy. And you have Kyle there in her Prada jacket. Dorit is in the Chanel. I see a ton of Gucci out of the corner of my eye. God knows the brand Sutton's wearing. I'm sure they cost more than all the others. I just thought that was funny. I don't know. I'm strange, you guys. I'm really fucking strange. Speaking of our good friend Satine, hello Satine. Please tell me that Sutton has more of a personal storyline this season than just buying a fucking horse. No offense to Santos. No offense to Santos. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. He's not my favorite pet in the Bravo sphere. I'm not going to have an emotional connection to Santos. I didn't have an emotional connection to Archie. I mean, I felt bad. He was in the car, but he wasn't I don't know who my number one. I don't know. Who is it? This is a good question. This is a good question. Actually, I better just shut up because we have a big supporter of our show. This just came to me. We have a big supporter of our show. Sometimes things happen in real time, guys. That's why you listen to Just David. One of our biggest supporters, her name is